Okay, we are recording. We are live. Pat and Riley podcast is live.
Hello. You have reached the voicemail box of South Florida's worst basketball team.
Wow. It's the Pat and Riley podcast.
Let me tell you something about the Pat and Riley podcast. We are here to celebrate, commentate, and celebrate on the finest of the 305 basketball. And you said it best, not Riley. This fourth quarter bus is going to be the death of me, man. I'm getting exhausted.
Yeah. Now, just to be clear, folks, we are talking about two different games today because we had a doubleheader against the Raptors this week. The first game went great. First half of the first game specifically was just peak great heat basketball.
Explosive.
Hitting all our threes, commanding on defense. Finished the game out strong. You know, there was a little bit of a Raptors comeback at the end. We finished it out strong. Game two, though. Game two got off to a hot start and, suffered from that heat fourth quarter collapse. We love going back to last season. It's a thing. We all know it's a thing. If you're a Heat fan, you know it's a thing. And, just hoping that we figure it out this year.
It's been so interesting to see our the amount of turnovers that we're having is contributing directly to our losses. I believe, not Riley, you texted me saying more baskets means winning or something like that.
I believe it was more rebounds equals winning.
And let me tell you something, these last two games against Toronto, Jimmy Butler put the team on his back. Tyler Hero put the team on his back, getting those rebounds, getting those points. It was nice. We finally got to see some folks hitting double digits in our starting five. We did not see Caleb Martin in our starting five yesterday.
And why is that?
That's a very good question, not Riley. I am confused because I believe, and I was pretty sure Caleb Martin was in the starting five. I'm wondering if something happened during one of these Toronto games. Yeah,
it turns out Caleb Martin during the first Toronto game, I believe the Raptors player is a Koloko, if I'm remembering that correctly. And Caleb Martin, he decided to flex on him a little bit after a foul. And, sadly for Heat Nation, that flex escalated into a tackle into the stands. If anybody caught the game, homeboy in the front row was loving it, by the way. All he was missing was the popcorn, but he had a big old smile on his face watching that fight happen right in front of him. His girl was trying to get out of the way. He was like, nah, baby.
Oh, no.
This is what I paid
Your boy
for.
hit me in the face. Hit me in the face.
Like, this is what I paid for. I paid to see this. And so he was suspended, rightfully so, I think, because, he did start the fight. He did apologize for it. So, but he'll be back. It was only a 1-game suspension.
That's right.
Nothing major. And and remember, and as we should remember last season when MVP Nikola Jokic paralyzed one of our players for almost the entire season. And he got a 2-game suspension. So we're keeping tabs, NBA. We're keeping tabs, Adam Silver.
Mr. Silver, we have the receipts.
We have the receipts, Mr. Silver.
Yeah, it was really interesting the way that they handled it, and I believe you referenced Joker last season, and I believe one of our freshmen, Nikola Jovic, also got a 1-game suspension for his part in the altercation in Game 1 with Toronto.
Yeah, the good old leaving the bench.
Yeah, that'll get you.
You don't have to engage in the fight. You just have to get up off your ass. And apparently that is enough to get a suspension.
It would be so interesting if in other sports, like I wonder if in baseball, like if the dugout is cleared, would they suspend the whole team?
I believe they have done that before. Yeah, if you leave the dugout, if multiple players leave the dugout, they are all subject to suspension.
Interesting.
Just trying to prevent, casualties. Just trying to prevent casualties.
Another malice and another palace.
Another malice and another palace. But yeah, I mean, courtside violence aside.
Well, and that's what it was. And so that suspension really deflated us going into this next game. And I mean, I was listening to Jackson call the game, and Jason Jack said it. It amped up Toronto. It amped up Toronto getting that call in their favor. And Fred VanVleet just put the team on his, what did they call him last night? Sturdy shoulders. And
let's talk about Fred VanVleet for a second. Highest paid undrafted player of all time.
Sturdy shoulders.
Because of those sturdy shoulders. Now listen, I mean, I watched the game, and I along with a lot of other Heat fans,
yes,
just browsing, our Heat, our Reddit page. We love our Reddit page. Always a good meme on there. Always a good discussion to be had. And
shout out to Reddit.
Shout out to Reddit. Shout out to the Heat community on Reddit. And
Heat Nation.
A lot of people puzzled. A lot of fans puzzled at Jimmy Butler's conspicuous absence for most of the fourth quarter in this game. And what was
load management? I think it was totally load management.
Totally. Time to load manage, so because it was a very close game, and we really needed Jimmy's offense in there. And I think he should have played.
But let me ask you this: But do we always want to turn to Jimmy Butler? What about Tyler Hero? Duncan Robinson hit a damn logo three. They were calling it. What about the rest of this team?
Yeah, I think we do want to have to depend on Jimmy Butler because he is our best player, and that's comes with the territory of being the best player.
Did they say anything?
Did he
say anything in the post game about why, or did Spo say anything about why he was kept out?
I have not actually watched the post game for that particular game, but I'm sure it was a very political excuse. Let's see. The big story yesterday. There's actually a Sun Sentinel article written about it. That's how big it was. We love our Sun Sentinel down here. Is Precious Achiuwa with 22 rebounds. Let's talk about Precious Achiuwa and 22 rebounds. Did we give up too much for Kyle Lowry?
Tell me about Kyle Lowry's performance yesterday.
Yeah, Kyle Lowry didn't have that hot of a game. 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Very slow game for Mr. Kyle Lowry.
So now here's what we got to do. Let's look back at last season. We had Precious Achiuwa, and then we traded him for Kyle Lowry.
Mm-hmm.
Were we the number 1 seed?
We were the number 1 seed. And listen,
did we make it to the second round?
Did we make it to the conference finals?
Did we make it to the conference finals?
We did. And listen, nobody is hating.
Did we do any of that with Precious Achiuwa?
We did not, but Precious Achiuwa.
Did we do it with Kyle Lowry?
We did.
What is further discussion needed? We can't go back and get him. This is what I'm talking about with the Heat Nation, y'all. Move forward, bro. Dale, let's go. Whatever. He got 22 rebounds. He's playing for the Raptors. No, I don't think we lost anything. I mean, he's a big guy. We don't have any, we've got a couple bigs, but Dedmon, Bam.
Yeah.
Caleb Martin was out.
22 rebounds, Patrick. It stings. Just let it sting. Just let it sting.
Okay.
Tyler Hero had 15 rebounds yesterday. Tyler Hero is playing great. Let's pivot and let's talk
very
about
quickly.
Tyler Hero. 22 and 15.
Let me tell you about the change from being the boy wonder to a man wonder. This is what I'm talking about, right? He's taking over. He's getting his points. He's getting his rebounds. He's making his plays. And he's putting in minutes. He's putting in real minutes.
Yeah. I mean, he's really embracing that starting role. It's what he wanted. It's what he got his body in condition for during the offseason. He obviously put on a good amount of muscle. Passes the eye test, driving to the basket, finishing with the right hand, finishing with the left hand, grabbing boards. You know what I mean? Dishing the occasional assists, taking shots. You love to see it. And, playing pretty decent defense, which was the main thing keeping him out of the starting lineup last season. So, yeah, hopefully he just continues to elevate in that role.
Only up from Sixth Man of the Year. Only up, right? Only up.
You would hope so. And I have all-star aspirations for him. I think if you're Heat Nation, you got to have all-star aspirations for him, for Jimmy, for Bam, for Lowry this year.
We got a good starting five. We got a really good starting five.
We do got a good starting five. Duncan needs to start hitting his shots, of course, but this is old news at this point. This is old news at this point. We just need Duncan to start hitting his shots.
I can't nod my head anymore. I feel like if I nod my head, no, like, come on, listen, man. It's going to fall off like a bubble.
This is all love because, listen, Mr. Robinson, we know you can. We know you can.
Catch us next week when we appear on an episode of The Long Shot. No, I'm kidding.
You wish.
I wish he would make more deep threes. I would rather he nail down 20 points a game than ever be on his podcast.
I'll take some shallow threes. I'll take some deep twos.
I'll take 20 points any way you can get it. You get me, you walk up to that basket 20, you get 20 points in free throws and I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Ugh. Well, who we got up next? We got the back-to-back with Toronto done. Next up on the schedule.
We got the undefeated Portland Trailblazers, ladies and gentlemen. We got the undefeated Portland Trailblazers. Get excited. Because that crown is coming off.
Let me tell you something. And if that crown is still on their head, we're gonna have to re-script our episode, man. I'm telling you. I can't take a 1-4, 1-5.
No, 2-. No.
Not my man Heat.
We've won 2 games.
We've won one game.
We've won one game?
We've won one game.
We've only played 4 games. So we would be 1-4 if we lost to the Trailblazers, I think. Which isn't much better than 1-5, ladies and gentlemen. It's not much better. But this is what you call coping.
Thanks for that clarification. Appreciate that.
This is what you call coping.
Oh my God. I feel like Harry Osborn at that dinner scene in Spider-Man. Bro, just freaking out as he's putting it all together. Like, oh, this is melting.
It's okay. Season just started, baby.
Well, let's end on not so much. Huh?
I said season just started, baby. At me in 20 games.
Yeah, let's not be so pessimistic.
Let's see what this looks like in 20 games.
Yeah. On God, bro. On God, at me at 20 games. You're right. Hey, listen, I got to go pick up my kid, not Riley.
Do that, Pat.
I think we're just having a little bit of a slow warm-up.
Yeah.
I think that the heat is hot. It just needs to take a little bit of time.
Listen, I like some things I've seen. I don't like some other things I've seen. I don't think this team has fallen off in any way. I think they just need to start taking some of the weaker pieces, like Bam, specifically. Damn. And again, Bam hasn't been playing terrible. He just hasn't been playing like an all-star, and I know he can be an all-star. That's all I'm saying.
100%. 100%. You like some things and you don't like some things. Thank you for that wonderful analysis. Folks, you can catch top shelf analysis like that about the Miami Heat and all sorts of league-wide news for the NBA here on the Pat Not Riley podcast. Available anywhere your ears are. Not Riley, take us out.
Thank you all, and check us out on the next episode. We are going to be hopefully discussing a win against the emphasis on currently undefeated Portland Trailblazers. And we'll see you next time.
It's time to punch your card, Dane.
This stuff is hard. And you got to stay together if you got the guts. And you don't find the first door and run out of it.